This is my prototype of the dish drying assistant. When performing various tasks around the kitchen using only one arm, I found it extremely difficult to wash or dry dishes with your hands because usually you would use one hand to hold or stabilize the dish in place and then use your other to actually clean or dry it. And the dish drying assistant eliminates this issue. It has a suction cup on the bottom, so it's able to stick to most smooth surfaces. And then it has 4 adjustable barriers. So you take your dish that you are trying to clean, you set it in the middle like so, and then you take the 4 barriers and you push them together, and then it holds your dish in place so that you are able to then use your hand to wash or dry as needed. The functionality of this prototype that is not shown, I imagine that the sliding mechanism for the barriers would be some sort of track system. I would also like for the ability for all 4 of the barriers to move at the same time rather than just moving, one individual barrier and then having to do all 3 individually. And I would also like there to be some sort of mechanism, maybe like some sort of lever that you switch that would lock those barriers in place to ensure the stability of your dishes and that they're being held in place. Now, there are a couple things that I would change about this prototype if I were to do it again. First of all, I would definitely make this bottom plate much, much larger. Now, if I were to grab a standard dish that is in my house that I put food on, as you can see, it is essentially the same size as this bottom plate, so there is no chance that it's going to fit within the limits of those barriers and be able to use with this device. And obviously, we would want it to be as useful for users, be able to fit and work with a variety of different products such as mugs, cups, plates, bowls, pots, pans, you name it. So I would definitely like to increase the radius of the bottom plate. That might also mean we'd have to increase the size of the suction cup on the bottom. The other thing I noticed too is I would probably make these barriers thinner and narrower this way, because as you pinch in, I noticed that for some of the smaller dishes like the cups or the mugs that I was trying it with, after a while, there's only so far that these can smush together, and there are certain cups in my house that have a diameter smaller than the diameter that is remaining from these barriers. So I would also like to narrow it down so they can pinch in together more and don't bump into each other. And then another potential idea I had for maybe a second generation of this product is also, instead of making just a square thickness to it, maybe having it slanted or curved in some fashion so it can better fit rounded objects such as bowls. Hope you enjoy.